evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Village of Bartlett Board meeting for January 18, 2022. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Daney?
Here.
Gansey?
Here.
Gunstein?
Here.
Hopkins?
Here.
Rinke?
Present.
Swansky?
Here.
President Wallace.
Present. We have requested Reverend Susan Terrell of Emmanuel United Church of Christ do our invocation this evening. Reverend?
Let us be in the spirit of prayer. Lord God, we thank you for this day that has led us here safely tonight. We know that you are moving and working among us. We know you challenge and inspire. Seeking understanding for the items before the village today, may there be listening and insight, words that are meaningful and kind. Reach us tonight with your wisdom. Sustain us with hope. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Brings us to our consent agenda this evening. All items listed with an asterisk will be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion on items on the consent agenda. That being said, does any board member like to add or remove anything from the consent?
I would like to add.
It is on there, I think.
No.
Oh, D.
D1.
Does anybody have any discussion around that? Okay. Anything else? That's it. That being said, I will entertain a motion to amend the consent agenda to include the following: the board and committee minutes, January 4, 2022. The bills list from January 18, 2022. The consent will also include items A1. We'll be adding item D1. The consent will also include item E1. Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Gunstein. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Swansky?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein? Hopkins? Rinke?
Yes. That motion carries. Now I'll entertain a motion to approve the amended consent agenda. Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Gunstein. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney?
Yes.
Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein?
Yes.
Hopkins? Rinke?
Yes.
Swansky?
Yes.
That motion carries. Next item we have on our agenda this evening is the Treasurer's Report. Mr. Treasurer.
Thank you. Included in your board packets is the Treasurer's Report for the month of November. Also included is the sales tax report. We received $304,608. That was up just over $100,000, again due to the online sales tax collections. Also included is the MFT report. We received $144,611. That was up about $13,000 from the prior year. So the MFT taxes are continuing to pick up a little bit. That's it for the Treasurer's Report, unless there's any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Moving to questions. Anybody have any questions for staff?
Yeah, I have a couple of things I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
First, I'd like to recognize commissioners for their service. We have Trustee Rankin, who's been on the Pipe and Run Committee right for a year now. Thank you very much. Michelle Hughes, Economic Development, for her third year of service. John Blair, Region Fire, will be 9 years. And good old John Bianso on the Plan Commission, 9 years.
Good.
Thank you very much for your service.
All right.
And then I have one more thing I'd like to ask. We've been experiencing an awful lot, quite a few water breaks in the village. And yesterday, for example, I know that we had two down where we had one at Hickory and Morris, and then we had one on Devon and across from CBS. And can you tell us what's happening with that and why it has been that cold? Now we're going back into teens and over single digits. And what's going on? Why are we having so much?
Well, so far this year hasn't started out the greatest. We've had 4. The one on Hickory and Morse we actually found in a leak detection, so it was a scheduled repair, the one that happened at night. We had, actually, the night before that, had one just east of there. So, this time of year, we do tend to see more. It has been cold, and when you get those warming during the day above freezing, and then it freezes at night, that's where we tend to see it more often. But I will say, you know, like last year, 2021, we were under 40 breaks, which is a lot, but prior to Lake Michigan water, we were averaging in the 30s. So I think we're getting back. We had in 1920, when we transitioned to Lake Michigan water, we had more, and we anticipated that because we were changing direction of flows and all that. But I think we're coming back down to more normal levels, hopefully. The water main replacement program is one of those things that will help with that. We try to find, it's hard because you have 30, 40 locations throughout town, and you're trying to find, okay, which one's the hot spot, if you will, to replace that main. Remember last year we did West Oak Glen in that area because we had some bad sections in there. So we're putting that capital program together now. We're actually looking at area west of Western, kind of along Oneida has been a hot spot. So, but we only have $1 million. And that gets us about a mile of water main replacement, and we've got close to 200 miles. So that's a 200-year cycle. So, you know, Maine and that area by you, I think those houses were built in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. So you're talking 50 years. That's probably what we expect out of water mains. So that's why we've got that area scheduled in the next several years to start replacing water main throughout that area. And hopefully at that point, we'll see, we also have lead services that we'll be doing in that area as well. So, we'll hopefully see a decrease in main breaks at that point. But it's gonna take time. Sure. So I've been working with Cook County on getting a permit to install 2 signs on their right-of-way. One is on eastbound West Bartlett Road as you approach Munger/Naperville. There'll be a trucks use Route 59 with an arrow pointing ahead. And then another sign on northbound Munger as you approach West Bartlett, which will be trucks use Route 59 with a right turn arrow. We went back and forth on resubmittals on location of the Munger Road sign. I think I finally have that settled. I resubmitted today, so I anticipate we'll get a response shortly. We've made the signs, they're ready to go. Once they give us the go-ahead, we'll get them installed. The ones on Lake and 59 are a little bit more problematic because we can't, you know, IDOT's not allowing us to put them on the right-of-way. Route 59, I have not found it would be southbound Route 59. I have not been able to find a spot where it wouldn't be too far off of the road for trucks to be able to see it. So I'll keep looking to see if there's an opportunity there. On westbound Lake Street, I think I have a location, but I have to talk to the property owner because it'll be on private property at that point. I haven't been able to talk to him yet, so hopefully I'll be able to get the permission and then we would install that sign, so. That's a good question. We'd have to look at previous traffic studies where we would have truck counts on Naperville, and then do a study after all the signs are in place and see if there's any difference. So we could do that.
Anything else for the board?
It's going along with that. What's the GPS portion that's it to submit to? Oh, sure. Can you explain the GPS portion for Naperville Road that we're,
Sure. So the state has on their website, they have preferred truck route map, and what they're referring to as a GPS. So when a truck driver's coming from out of state, for instance, he'll program in Brewster Creek Business Park, for instance, and it'll give him the preferred truck route to get to that location. And I believe it's already been done, I haven't actually verified on the state site, but based on emails going back and forth, it's been changed. Naperville has been removed on the Cook County side of things from that map. So right now, what it'll show is Route 59 to West Bartlett or Route 59 down to Stearns. It will not show Naperville. So hopefully that'll help some as well.
would they have data to show like who tapped into that, like to show that they were using that more?
I don't know if they have, if they get, if someone programs into it, I'm not sure if they can track that.
Okay.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Dan. Moving on to town hall portion of the meeting this evening. If anybody would like to address the board, kindly step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and try to keep your comments to 3 minutes. Oh, is this one hybrid too? Okay. Is it Chris that's on there? Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Greg Schwarzy. I'm a Carroll Stream resident, and I am your DuPage County Board District 6, one of your county board members from District 6. So I'm really just here to introduce myself to all of you. Mayor Wallace, thank you President Wallace, thank you for having me here today, and trustees, thank you, and village staff, thank you very much. In the spirit of keeping things to under 3 minutes, just tell you a little bit about myself, and I'm only going to focus on one exciting thing that we've done on the county, and then next time I come I can get into other things. But been a resident of Carroll Stream for about 23 years. I just retired from the Carroll Stream Fire District after 23 years there, 28 altogether. I was a village trustee in Carroll Stream for 13 and a half years before I was elected to the county board. And I always appreciated it when county board members came to our meetings and just filled us in with what's going on down in Wheaton and throughout the county. And so I had the pleasure of meeting with your village president about 6 months ago, and I told him my goal was to come and at least once a year, but hopefully a couple times a year for sure. So, and with that, I will jump right into the committees I'm on the county board include the Health and Human Services Committee, the Judicial and Public Safety Committee. They all kind of line up with my experience, life experience, intergovernmental. I am on the Finance Committee, the Hope Opioid Task Force, and then I'm also the chairman of the ETSB committee, and that's the main topic I'd like to talk to you about today. So about 11 or 12 years ago, ETSB purchased every police and fire agency in DuPage County that falls within their jurisdiction, which is pretty much everybody except for Naperville and Aurora because they have their own ETSB. Interoperable radios. These radios, the interoperability didn't really exist before roughly around 2009, 2010. The advantage of that is it allows police and fire departments from different agencies to be able to speak to each other. It all came out of 9/11 when all these agencies went down there to New York and they couldn't really communicate with each other. So the ETSB purchased those radios, about $24 million worth of radios, and it was a one-time purchase. And the radios, the Motorola top-of-the-line radios were warranted for 10 years. After 10 years, the warranty ended. It's hard to find parts for them. It's hard to buy batteries made in America for all of these radios. So when I was elected to the county board and named the chairman of the ETSB, I immediately went in and asked, what are our finances? Can we do this again? Because everyone's radio is going to be obsolete, and it's going to cost municipalities, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to replace all of these radios, including mobile radios. Fortunately, our executive director has been a good steward of the ETSB money that comes in from the state, and it was my number one goal to see if we could get these replaced. After about 11 months of a lot of discussion and a lot of hard work, we were able to get a unanimous vote on the ETSB board in November to purchase new radios for every single fire agency and every single police agency. And I know you have a fire district here, but certainly for your police department. The radios are, for the police side, are actually in already. Each radio is roughly around $8,000 a piece. But the features and the bells and whistles and the advantages of having these new radios are going to be wonderful. They won't be handed out for a few months as we're trying to get them all programmed for everybody, make everybody happy. It's quite an undertaking with the 60 or 70 some odd agencies that we're dealing with throughout the county. The fire radios are going to take a little longer to come in, so we can't hand them out until they're all in, so we can all talk to each other. So anyway, it was quite an accomplishment, and I'm very proud to have been able to be a big part of that. And next time I come, I'll share other information. But thank you very much for your time. I gave you my business card, so please reach out if you guys have any questions or concerns anytime. So
Thank you, Craig. Thank you. Thanks for being here. John, is there anyone online that would like to address the board?
Yes, Mayor, we have one person.
Okay, name and address, please.
Jay?
Okay, I'm sorry, I was unmuting my phone. My name is Jay Langfelder, 415 South Hickory, Bartlett, Illinois. 60103 is my zip code. And I just have two questions for the board and for the staff. What is the status of the restaurant opening behind Banbury? And then also the status of the Marathon gas station on Lake Street and Bartlett Road, which is supposed to be a 7-Eleven. So I want to know what the status were on for both of those projects.
Sure, we can address it real quick, Bert.
Okay. So the restaurant behind Banbury, they are applying for, well, the property owner is applying for a BETA for a improvement to put in water and sewer to the new restaurant. And once that's completed, they will then update their plans, and we will review those plans and issue the building permit. As far as the 555 Lake Street, now, which was the other gas station that you were talking about?
The
7-Eleven.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a 7-Eleven on 20, I think. Lake Street and Bartlett Road. Is that what you're talking about, Jay?
555 Lake Street?
No, I'm sorry. It was the Marathon station that's abandoned on Lake Street and Bartlett Road, heading towards
Okay,
Stream.
that's 555 Lake Street.
Mm-hmm.
They, as far as I know, are still interested in that property. They are going through a merger, 7-Eleven and Speedway, and that's all the staff knows. I know they did agree to an extension. I believe it was for, was it MWRD? I believe MWRD, someone reached out to the property owner and said, are you still interested in extending, in going forward with this project? And if so, you need to extend your permit, and they said yes. That's the last we have heard from them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Anyone else, John?
Nope, that's all.
All right. Moving along, next item we have on our agenda this evening is standing committee reports. And in lieu of each of you addressing the fact that you're either on consent or did not have anything on your committee this evening, we will move on to new business. Does anybody else have any new business? Any other questions for staff? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Hopkins. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Daney? Yes. Gansey?
Yes.
Gunstein? Yes. Hopkins? Yes. Ranky?
Yes.
Swansky?